I'm Sarah, I'm from Tafwa, and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Freddy, I'm from Gamiatong. I listen to Mario on the traffic jam every afternoon.
Hi, my name is Salah, I live in Asinu. Today FM rocks.
My name is Denasa and I'm from Lutoka and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Hulamila, I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM, it rocks in Raki.
I'm Mary from Mandera. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
We love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. In tonight's bulletin, Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama tells governing sugar body government will not give up on the sugar sector. The Attorney General labels as cheap shot accusations by opposition whip Ratu Isoatikota. And Parliament passes a vote to extend government guarantee on FEA loan. Now, Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama has told the International Sugar Organization that the Fijian government will not give up on the sugar sector despite all the odds stacked against it. Delivering Fiji's national address at the 24th ISO Council seminar in London, Bainimarama revealed the challenges currently facing the sugar sector and highlighted government's plans of revitalizing the industry. Eleanor Turangaivu reports.
With Fiji's preferential access to the European Union market drawing to a close in 2017, Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama has told the governing sugar body the challenge on our sugar industry has never been greater. However, he says Fiji remains confident that it can meet the challenge as it continues to fast-track capital projects to diversify revenue streams. Bainimarama told the council government has increased its allocation for the sugar industry in next year's budget by 102% to $23.8 million to help strengthen the industry. He added that for the first time ever, government has set aside $600,000 to meet the annual operating budget for the Sugarcane Growers Council, which for the last 32 years has been met by the growers themselves. Bainimarama acknowledged that cane growers have struggled for many years to make ends meet, and the initiative will be a relief for them. The sugar minister also highlighted that Fiji's crushing performance, like last year, has been hit by a prolonged drought, and due to this, government's planting program had to be aborted. Bainimarama concluded his address by assuring the 200,000 Fijians who depend on sugar that government will do everything possible to give the sugar industry the viable future it deserves. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
A $511 million government guarantee for the Fiji Electricity Authority has been extended for a year. Finance Minister Ayaan Syed Qayyum says this is an existing loan for the FEA, but the government guarantee will expire on December 31st. And Ritika Pratap tells us more.
The Fiji Electricity Authority has this year spent a large sum of the government-guaranteed loan on capital works like electrification and hydro scheme projects and purchasing of diesel generators to improve electricity supply throughout the country. About $100 million will be used next year.
Out of the approved guarantee ceiling of $454 million, FEA has not utilized $127.4 million of borrowings as of September 2015. FEA intends to channel the unutilized portion of the guarantee credit for projects earmarked in its capital expenditure investment plan over the next 3 years to support its broad power development plan to 2025.
Putting the motion to the floor for debate, the acting Prime Minister stated that FEA is focused on reducing its foreign risk exposure and increasing its cost savings. It says FEA plans to refinance a $7 million offshore loan with ANZ into an onshore local account. Opposition members opposed the motion, saying they were not given enough time to prepare for debate. Others spoke about being fair to landowners and listening to their plight when leasing their land for electricity projects.
It's a government guarantee, fair enough, but we are giving resources. But on the other hand, FEA has to treat landowners with fairness. Has to be fair to them. That's the issue. We cannot be seen here to be giving. On the other hand, we are not practicing fairness.
Prime Minister was in Monasau the other week, and he has, of course, listened to the plight of the landowners. Madam Speaker, we know that some of their issues are dealt by far, and they have been compensated $53 million worth, and there are some issues. And then they keep bringing up names like Ratu Penaya, promised this, promised that, alliance government, and Prime Minister has told them, we will listen, we will set up a task force, and we will bring all the stakeholders, we will investigate the issues that you have.
The motion to extend the government guarantee was passed by 26 votes. FBA's unaudited profitability levels as at end of September this year is a profit after tax of around $26.6 million as opposed to $2.2 million loss recorded for the same period last year. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Meanwhile, another motion put forward by the Finance Minister was that the government guarantee for the issue of $125 million to the Fiji Development Bank for short and long-term bonds, promissory notes, term deposits and other short-term borrowings be extended for a year. The motion also included that FDB pay a fee of 0.075% of the utilized guarantee credit and that the government act as the guarantor for FDB. The motion was passed by 25 votes. Non-government organizations need to work closely with the state to ensure that there is no duplication of programs when reaching out to the less fortunate in our communities. Acting Prime Minister and Attorney General Ayaz Sayed Qayyum made the statement to close to 50 women at the Saraptami International Awards ceremony in Ba this morning. Madhud Bolaitamana has more on the story.
Acting Prime Minister Ayaz Sayed Qayyum sharing the problems of double dipping by many communities who have been extended a caring hand by NGOs and are also enjoying the provisions set by the government.
Because we found recently, in the recent past, that some NGOs go off and work on a particular project and then you find there's a duplication. Resources everywhere in the world is limited and therefore there's a need to work on a national strategic level, and in that way your hard work will also be rewarded and in fact it will be very, very self-fulfilling.
The Saraptami International Awards presentation is to recognize the hard work of these women who have been at the forefront of building their communities through their national programs this year.
We must be able to tap into the energy of the young people. And we want to work together. Of course, the Ministry of Youth is there. There's obviously a lot of issues there that need to be resolved. But you'll find that a lot of our attention is in that area. And we look forward to working with all of you. I'd like to also take this opportunity to wish all the people who are receiving various acknowledgements and awards this morning. And thank you individually for your hard work.
The organization says it will look at ways in assisting government in the empowerment of rural women through more awareness and training programs to financially assist them and their families. Madhud Bolaitamana, FBC News.
Former military commander Moses Tikoitonga is expected to take up a posting as Fiji's ambassador to Ethiopia. Last week, Tikoitonga led a delegation to discuss with the Ethiopian government the possibilities of establishing bilateral diplomatic relations and the opening of a mission in Ethiopia, given its strategic importance in Africa. The Ethiopian government has welcomed the decision to strengthen bilateral relations and work together on common socio-political, economic and cultural issues. Now, it's understood that once an embassy is open in Ethiopia, Fiji's High Commission in South Africa will be closed. And still to come on FBC News, hard work pays off. 27 students graduate from Montfort Boys Town.
मैं नीलगिरी मदर्स क्लब की रोहिणी कुमार हूँ और रेडियो फीजी 2 की मैं बड़ी दीवानी हूँ।
मेरा नाम राम है, मैं लटोका में रहता हूँ और जस्ती करके मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 सुन रहा हूँ।
हाय, मैं हूँ आइना नाभुआ टाउन से। नाभुआ में रेडियो फीजी 2 सबकी पसंद।
मेरा नाम अश्विन है, मैं रेगरेकी में टैक्सी का व्यापार करता हूँ और ज़्यादातर हम लोग रेगरेकी में रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनते हैं।
हमारा नाम रोशनी है, मैं टावा टाउन से बात कर रही हूँ। मुझे रेडियो फीजी बहुत पसंद है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
Welcome back. You're with FBC News. The Fiji police force will be renewed with strength on our roads this festive season as it works hand in hand with the Land Transport Authority in curbing the growing instances of fatalities to date. Acting Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sitiveni Giliho says the force wants to be more proactive in keeping our roads safe. Madhu Boletamana once again with this report.
As the road death toll soars to 60, one more from the same period last year, the new man at the helm of the Fiji Police Force says this needs to stop.
Festive season is around. Follow the road rules. We plead with the general public. Follow the road rules. No drink and driving. Yesterday I had the CEO of LTA and my director traffic having a meeting at the police headquarters in Suva, particularly in regards to the increase in traffic accidents.
This will mean more visibility on the roads from both the police and the land transport regulating body to create more awareness and advocacy work in keeping the roads safe towards the tail end of the year and early January 2016.
That is the way things are heading. We would like to be more proactive than reactive. That's why we were coming out and talking to the media, asking for public assistance and cooperation, because we want to be more proactive. We don't want to be reacting and doing investigations. We'd rather prevent these things from happening.
And a message to its most important stakeholder.
I plead with the public, be more cautious, drive safely, and if you're not supposed to be driving, please do not drive.
Expect more checkpoints and the heavy presence of police and LTA officers this festive season as they aim to rid our roads from reckless drivers and illegal operators. Madhu Boletamana, FBC News.
27 students of Montfort Boys Town outside Lami graduated today after completing their third year of studies. Minister for Education Dr. Mahendra Reddy congratulated the students for their hard work, which has now paid off. Savara Tambua was at the graduation ceremony and files this report.
The struggles and hard work for the 3 years finally comes to an end for Chochi Langindamundamo, the youngest in a family of 6 from Burata in Obalau, who was awarded ducks of the school.
I'm looking to continue my schoolwork for another 3 years for apprenticeship.
Montfort Boys School is a vocational training center for boys teaching basic carpentry and automotive engineering. For Matthew Tingarea, taking up the trade in cabinet making is something that he will want to pass down to family back in Rotuma.
You need to be a well-mannered person, and you need to have determination in you in order to reach your destination.
Now he has come to see the fruit of what we've been telling him from home. It's nothing good comes easy. We have to sacrifice, but we have to hold on. Even when times when things are hard, we have to keep on holding on.
Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy reiterated the ministry's commitment towards improving the learning environment in all schools.
Over the next 3 years, the Ministry of Education is planning to invest, along with support from our donor agencies. The Government of Australia has made enormous contribution to the EGAP program towards improving the learning environment.
Graduates receive their certificates in trades of panel beating, automotive and fitting machining, carpentry and cabinet making. Sabaira Tambua, FBC News.
51 retailers have been booked for not displaying proper no smoking signages in their shops. Farzana Nisha reports all retailers that sell tobacco have to display the signages or face the penalty.
The Tobacco Control Enforcement Unit continues to do spot checks on tobacco product retailers around the country. Health Ministry spokesperson Evelyn Money says the purpose of the spot checks is to ensure that retailers are adhering to the Tobacco Control Decree 2010.
As the year ends, we'll be doing another round of operations. So this is basically to remind those retailers to please have these 2 notices displayed because it's in the decree. And if you fail to, put up these notices, you will be fined $1,000.
Of the 51 retailers so far booked by the unit for not displaying proper signage, only 2 have paid their fine of $1,000 each. The rest have only 21 days to pay their fines before the matter is taken to court.
So over the past 5 years, approximately 1,000 people have been taken to court. This is for major offences being found to be smoking in no-smoke zones, selling cigarette rolls, and failing to display the two notices, the no-smoke notice and we do not sell tobacco products to people under the age of 18 years old.
Last year, the Tobacco Control Enforcement Unit booked 60 retailers for the same offence. The unit says they will show no leniency to those implicated. Farzana Nisha, FBC News.
Every year in Fiji, about 45 new cases of child cancer is recorded. Looking into this, the Ministry of Health and Medical Services today has launched the early warning signs posters for early detection of childhood cancer.
The Early Warning Signs and Posters is an initiative to educate and bring to the attention of all people in Fiji the signs for child cancer. Minister for Health Chone Sumate says an issue they continue to deal with is the late presentation to hospital.
Our most precious commodity in life is our children, because they are the ones that will sustain life in the future. We need to look after them as much as possible. So I'm hopeful that you can all take that knowledge and propagate it out. Today is going to be a launch of a poster. It's part of the overall framework of trying to get this message out.
Oncology patient Langilangi Lockington says he was just 13 years old when he was told that he has cancer.
It was something I had to endure to overcome the dreadful sickness. And to all children who is going through the surgeries, chemo and all that, I want to encourage you to be strong.
His grandmother Mani Wangalala says the family went through a very hard time after Langilangi was diagnosed.
And we heard that he had cancer. As we all know, cancer is a dreadful disease, and I thought he'll never make it.
The ministry today also launched the National Pediatric Oncology Committee that will help create awareness on childhood cancer in Fiji. Shriti Prasad, FBC News.
Failure to supporting special needs children is considered a form of abuse and neglect, says the Permanent Secretary for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Josefa Korevueta. Dr. Korevueta was speaking at the celebration of Universal Children's Day and awareness on the prevention of child abuse and neglect in Suva today. Sainiani Boila has more.
Student from EIC.
It was a special day for students of Hilton Special School as they celebrated Universal Children's Day as well as the launch of the Prevention of Child Abuse and Neglect Awareness campaign. The Permanent Secretary for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Josefa Korevueta, stressed the importance of supporting children with special needs.
Children with special needs are more likely to face neglect and abuse because parents, guardians and caregivers lack the knowledge, expertise and information that is available to them.
Dr. Korevueta also took the opportunity to promote the Child Helpline 1325, which has been commissioned to cater for children, especially those with special needs.
You can basically dial a number and you can get counseling, you can report a case of abuse or violence, or even parents can dial into the number to get advice on right parenting.
Dr. Korevueta says the ministry will continue to lead in the fight against child abuse and neglect and committing to ensuring that children are protected from violence, exploitation and abuse. Sainia Nimboila, FBC News.
Coming up in sports, Nemani Nangusa ready for seventh return. And Suva Blues and Nandronga Navusa crowned winners at the Chow Games.
Yandra! I love listening to Gold FM at Golden Point Resort. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hola, my name is General from Fbctv. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic.
I'm Moses from Valeu. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Marita Manako. I'm from Kandavu. I like listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Silipa from Tavor Town. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Welcome to FBC Sports. Now, recalled Fiji Sevens rep Nemani Nangusa is ready to make his return to the to the abbreviated code after a lapse of 2 years. The Nandunga number 8 says he is in the best shape of his career to help the team maintain its winning form from the previous World 7 Series season. And Chalendo Dakadaka tells us more.
Nemani Nangusa was a relieved man yesterday after being named in the 14-man Fiji 7 side. He last featured in the World Series in 2013 and cannot wait to make his return to the international arena from next month.
Happy and proud to be back after a really long time. Just happy that I got back into the squad, and I'd like to thank coach and the trainers for getting me fit and getting me back into the shape.
There are big expectations on Nangusa to fill in the void left behind by star forward Semi Kunatani, who is now based in France.
He has a point of difference on what he does on the field that nobody else in the World Series has got, and it's great to have some experience in the side now.
This squad will be out to make a statement from the first tournament onwards.
We go to the tournament as the world-ranked #1 team, and my message is simple to the boys. When we go out at 9 a.m. in Dubai in 2 Fridays' time, we need to walk off the field, and everyone needs to be reminded of just how good the flying Fijian Sevens team is.
The national side will be packing a lot of experience and depth, but the challenge to defend the World Series crown is even bigger now, with the Rio Olympic Games looming in the horizon. Talendo Dakadaka, FBC Sports.
The Fair Trade River football chances of making it to the Pacific Cup semi-finals received a major blow as the team went down to USA All-Stars 1-0 in New Zealand today. The Delta Tigers received several opportunities in the match to score but failed to find the back of the net. Rewa now needs to win their last match later tonight and hope other results go their way for a chance to make it to tomorrow's semi-finals. Meanwhile, last night Rewa played outstanding football to defeat the Shop and Save Lotoka side by 2-1. Playing without first-choice goalkeeper Simeone Tamanisau and Chone Kalotani, the Reds took the 3 points thanks to goals from Amani Makoe and Iosefo Verevo. Lotoka's lone goal was scored by midfielder Elvina Vinesh. Now, pool matches continue late in the evening today with the semi-finals and finals to be played tomorrow. Suva Blues has retained the boys' title in the 2015 Chow Games at the ANZ Stadium in Suva. Suva fended off a strong challenge from Nandunga Navusa, and it was a tight race to the finish line. However, Nandunga Navusa denied Suva Blues from making a clean sweep by winning the girls' title. The win was a sweet reward for the district.
Full credit to the athletes. We came here to just develop the talents, not really looking for a win, but if we win gold, it will be a bonus to us. So we're just glad to be here. There's about 75% of the athletes the first time coming to this competition, and looking at the performance so far, we're just glad and we're happy that they have stepped up to the mark.
When the national women's bowling team competes at the Asia Pacific Championships in New Zealand next week, they'll also be targeting qualification for the World Championships. Captain Taraivosa Kalim says the players have been preparing since the beginning of the year and are determined to achieve their target while going up against the best in the region.
In the Pacific Games, we had only 6 countries, 7. Right now, it's against 19 countries, and we need to to qualify for world bowls. So, in order to do that, we need to finish off at the top 10 to be able to qualify.
The Asia Pacific Championships begin next Tuesday and will run until the 6th of December. Well, today showers were experienced over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. A trough to the north of Vanuatu extends over to Rotuma to Tokelau. Meanwhile, another trough of low pressure affects Tonga, Niue and the southern Cooks. Temperatures: Nadi was the hottest on 34 degrees, Lambasa was on 29 degrees and Savu recorded 29 degrees as well. Temperatures from other centres were not available. Another forecast for tomorrow: cloudy periods with some showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. Elsewhere, it should be fine apart from afternoon or evening showers. And taking a look at Monday, you can expect much of the same. Recapping our headlines tonight. Prime Minister Vocational Bainimarama tells governing sugar body government will not give up on the sugar sector. Attorney General labels as cheap shot accusations by opposition whip Ratu Isoa Tikotha. And Parliament passes vote to extend government guarantee on FEA loan. On to our poll question. This week we ask, can the Fijiana rugby team win gold at the Rio Olympics? You can visit our FBC website to take part. Well, you can also send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News, or simply hashtag FBC News. Now, you've been watching FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Good night.
Daw pinakabiyon na ba ang mga Bull FM? Niron daw pinkarabyo, piyan hilo po, viroro ozo. Na Bull FM naman doon na sir.
Iyo ang Bull bina ang mga peli untuk talitin na parang Bull FM na po.
Nambon doon din nga ng Bull FM na usur. Bull FM nambon doon sir.
Mula siya kuni ba ulambasa na ko bila merikibi Bull FM nambon doon sir. Talita itu nga lambas.
Bull FM nambon doon sir.